Cancer, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Keeping in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So make sure to check out your other placements because you could have readings there, or you could have messages there as well in those readings. Okay. Cancer. Let's see. What is the energy around the week ahead here for Cancer? Ooh, that card was dancing around. A new romantic cycle begins. Okay. Love that for you, Cancer. Now, that might mean that your current relationship is evolving to the next sort of level, or if you're single, you might find yourself sort of in a new cycle with someone new. Don't let your past hold you back. So releasing any past stories or past relationships that, stories from those relationships that you can't seem to, let go of, thinking that these patterns are going to constantly repeat themselves. And we see a win-win here. Outcome is forecast. Love that for you, Cancer. Okay, now the bottom of the deck says the energy is gaining momentum. Love that as well. So you've got some interesting cards here. 2 cards found in Libra. You got the new moon and the full moon in Libra. And you've got the south node here with the waxing moon. So a new romantic cycle is beginning. And like I said, if you're in a relationship and you're like, well, I'm in a relationship, what do you mean? That just might mean that you're sort of taking things to the next level, or things are deepening. If you're single, you could be meeting someone. A new cycle may be beginning for you. But, it's interesting. Don't let your past hold you back, I think, is a very apt sort of follow-up card to that. Because just as we're beginning new cycles, whether or not you're in a relationship or you're single, it's really important to not paint this relationship with the brush of the past relationships, because every opportunity is different. You're attracting things based on where you're at energetically. So it's important to sort of shift always into a new space where nothing is yet set in stone, where everything is open still, and to sort of allow the energy to gain momentum in the alignment of your current energy. So it's interesting, depending on where you're at, you could be seeing things sort of come up from the past where you're like, why is that coming up again? Well, you might be still hanging on to it, right? Now, we do see a win-win here coming for you as an outcome. So that's great news. So whatever it is that's working out here, we've got 2 scales here. We've got both cards in Libra. So things are being adjusted here. But the energy is gaining momentum. So a good question to ask yourself is, where's my energy right now? Is it stuck in the past? Or is it ready for a new cycle to begin? Key question for you this week. Now let's just shuffle one more time and we'll jump into the tarot cards. I saw the Ace of Wands there as I was shuffling, so we'll see if that comes out here for Cancer. What's going on here? Yeah, there's that 6 of Swords. So needing to get distance. There's the Queen of Pentacles, the Master Healer, Queen of Pentacles, very grounded energy, very much able to sort of create anew every time, healing anything that may have been an obstacle. There's the 2 of Cups and the Hanged Man. You got an extra card here. Okay. So really needing to surrender instead of constantly looking back at the past. This reading is very clear here. We've got the 7 of Wands, where you're always looking back to see, can I really trust what's happening around me? Always feeling this mistrust, this desire to constantly check back to see what's going on, and feeling almost a little bit paranoid here, where you're not able to sort of fully trust into something, and really needing to with this Hanged Man. We see the 2 of Cups here. So for some of you, this is a brand new relationship or a reunion. You might be sort of coming into a reunion with someone that you may have had a certain admiration or romantic feelings for, and it's coming back around. It's interesting. It could also be that you're your cycle with this person is new and it's just getting started. And there's this need to sort of move away from these old ways of thinking, and it's in reverse. So I feel like that's a challenge for you, Cancer. There's a tendency for you to repeat these old stories to yourself. But seeing this, don't let your past hold you back, I hope is reassuring you that by sort of hanging on to those old stories, you're really clinging to the past, and that's creating a shift in your energy, right? With this Seven of Wands, it's creating this like turning your head back to see the past. And your goal here, I feel, is to move forward towards this new romantic cycle and to surrender to it with the Hanged Man here as you let go of past beliefs. Is very clear here, very, very clear. Seeing the Queen of Pentacles reminds us that we can heal ourselves, that anything that for you feels like a wound from the past, you can heal that wound yourself. And, you know, it's interesting. This is something that it could be coming through for you as needing to be more grounded in the present moment. That in itself could be healing for you, because leaving the past behind has been a struggle. I can see that with this in reverse, and I can see that with the Seven of Wands here, that there's a part of you that's always very suspicious. There is a part of you that is suspicious of what's happening around you, and you feel this need to constantly defend yourself and protect yourself, and to be vulnerable is very difficult right now for you. But it will actually lead to the most open version of yourself if you can sort of tap into that vulnerability here and trust that you deserve success and love. To trust that you deserve that you're worthy of that. You're worthy of that. I feel like you may be stuck in a place in the past where, as it appears in the present, you try to protect yourself. You try to defend yourself. You feel this need to have boundaries around love. And when I see the Hanged Man here, I feel like that is the opposite of what would serve you right now. That you actually just need to surrender to this and to sort of have this intentional letting go. Intentional release, embracing the now by intentionally letting go of the past. You know, embracing the now by intentionally letting go of the past. And you see here the Page of Swords bringing in this new mindset, just idea by idea, fragment by fragment. This Page of Swords is a messenger bringing in a new way of looking at things. So it's interesting, a new way of thinking of things, a new way of looking at things, so that you can heal any wounds from the past that might be blocking you in the present. And it's interesting. This is definitely a love reading, and it really feels like you have an opportunity for a new cycle for yourself here, but you have to be willing, intentionally willing, to let go of the past so that you feel free to love radically in the present. You know what I mean? Like without holding back, surrendering completely to love, and knowing that you're grounded in yourself. You know, you can stay grounded. It's interesting. You've got all of the elements here. You've got swords, pentacles, wands, and cups. And then you've got this major arcana card of the Hanged Man saying surrender to the will of the cosmos. Surrender to the will of love. You know, it's beautiful. Let's clarify this. Oh, there's the Knight of Swords coming out very quickly, wanting you to change your tendencies of falling into those old patterns and old beliefs and hanging on to them. This Knight of Swords is coming in charging fast, wanting you to shift and bringing you the tools to shift, bringing you the awareness to stay intentional about where your thoughts are going, Cancer. Very interesting. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, we see the World card and the Four of Wands. So that tells me that in order to integrate all your experiences, you need to be grateful for all of your experiences. And as I say that, I can hear you saying, what do you mean be grateful? Be grateful for the past that made me so blocked and so defensive and so like afraid. Well, you know, those experiences had lessons for you as well. And it's just time to integrate the wisdom of them and then release them. And I feel like being grateful for every experience you've had, because every experience, when you reflect on it, if you don't take it overly personally, you can sit back and say, what did this experience teach me about myself? You know, what did being guarded teach you about yourself? What did the past holding you back, what does that teach you about yourself? You know, it's interesting, and it's an exercise to be done without judgment, right? Because if you start judging yourself, you're going to start altering how you look at things. You'll start denying certain things because you'll be like, I don't want to judge myself in a negative way. So don't judge yourself at all. Take this as an exercise of understanding the whole experience that you've had, which is this World card, sort of integrating all of your experiences so that you can start a new cycle. You don't have to go looking back. You don't have to turn your head back. You don't have to feel like you're going to be attacked or you're going to need to defend yourself or you can't trust the people around you. It's interesting. This reading is really guiding you to just be open and to know that even if things don't go a certain way that you had expected them to go, that you can still be grateful for that experience too, because it just depends on where your focus is. You know, we can focus on the things that didn't go right, or we can choose to focus on the moments that taught us something, you know, and sometimes they're the same. Sometimes the moments that didn't go the way we wanted them to go were incredible teachers. They taught us so much about ourselves. Keep the focus there. The Seven of Wands is being clarified by the King of Swords. Yeah, being flexible, adaptable, and strategic with what you focus on. The King of Swords focuses very strategically and is very adaptable and flexible with ideas, you know, and this is sort of an idea here that's bringing up, I see the Three of Swords on the bottom of the deck, my friends. Like, your focus right now is that this is going to happen again. That's where your focus is when it comes to love. Your focus is, I'm going to be hurt. Love is always going to hurt me. And it's almost like you have that cross-stitched on your mind. And that's got to go. You got to pull those threads out and make a new cross-stitch. Because focusing on this will align your energy to moments like this. And so we're seeing the Knight of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Page of Swords, all trying to guide you to shift your perspective, to shift your focus, bring it to gratitude, bring it back to being open, surrender intentionally to that, you know? Two of Cups, look, we're seeing the Six of Pentacles there. That tells me that in order to have a balanced relationship here, you need to have balance, give and take. You need to be able to give and take, not just give, or not just take. This is about being in balance and being in a space where you hold that balance. And keep in mind that we have two scales here in these two Libra cards. This is about bringing things into balance here. You know, this isn't about sort of only seeing things with rose-colored glasses or only seeing things as heartbreak. This is about balancing things out so that you can sit in gratitude and you can intentionally surrender, but not by sort of giving yourself away, you know, not by being a people pleaser. This is about keeping things in balance so that you're giving and receiving equally and you're staying true to yourself. Staying authentic, but not living in the past wounds, not letting your past wounds hold you back. If anything, you're working on healing any wounds that you may be holding on to by releasing them and being grateful for all your experiences. Focusing on gratitude brings more abundance, brings more things to be grateful for. Do you know what I mean? Now, let's clarify that Hanged Man here. Yeah, Three of Wands. It's very interesting. It's time to envision a new beginning. A new romantic cycle begins. Start envisioning what it is that you desire instead of envisioning what you fear. Because remember, we had that Three of Swords earlier. Envision something that you desire. Envision what you're grateful for. Focus on that. Because as long as you're focusing on heartbreak, you're going to start overly protecting yourself, and then you're going to feel defensive, and then you're not surrendering, and then you've repeated cycles from the past, and you're not moving forward. You're hanging on to the past instead. Now, bottom of the deck is the Seven of Cups in reverse. So that tells me that you're blocked by fear. That's the biggest thing that's blocking you, is that you're terrified that the past will repeat itself. And I get that. But by focusing on that fear, my friends, guess what? Whatever we focus on expands, right? So you're really being guided to shift that fear focus into gratitude mode, and to be your own healer here by not focusing on the past and intentionally surrendering to the now, to the present day. Your final card is Delight. Love it. It says here, the frequency of delight supports the capacity to create experiences, or excuse me, let me start that again. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke. And that is exactly it. Whatever it is that you focus on expands. So if you're focusing on fear and getting hurt and being betrayed, then guess what? Right? So by focusing on the delight, by choosing to be grateful and happy and joyful, and that's where your focus is, we've got a win-win outcome here. Don't forget that there is a win-win outcome here. By being balanced, by intentionally releasing those wounds from the past and focusing on what you're grateful for. That's the key for you this week, Cancer. I'm going to leave it at that for you. I hope this reading has been helpful. And if it has, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. If you would like a personal reading, you can find the link for that in the description below. And as always, I'm sending you so much love and light, and I look forward to reading for you again soon. Take care, my friends.